Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara. Today I thought I might do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a get ready with me video. I have some stuff to do today, so I thought why not get ready with all of you beautiful people. So, and while I'm at it, I thought I might actually talk about a few things and a bit more about me and who I am, because all I've done so far is talk about makeup and nobody really knows much about me. So I thought I might do that while I'm getting ready. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already moisturized and cleansed and don't look at my hair. My hair's an absolute mess. It's always a mess, even though I'm a hairdresser. It's always, no. You know, when a mechanic works on cars all day, every day, they don't want to fix their own car. Mechanics' cars are always the worst on the road. That's my story. Not every hairdresser's like that, but I tend to not put much work into my hair, which I really should because I'm a hairdresser, but what do you do? Okay, so first thing I am going to do is obviously my foundation. So what I do with my foundation, I've been trying all sorts of different foundations. I've never been able to find one that really suits me and really works for my skin. It always makes my skin break out, or just ends up looking cakey, or moves around on my face, or just comes off, or whatever. Like, I've never found a foundation yet that works. But in saying that, I haven't actually bought anything higher than a drugstore brand foundation. So I have ordered one and I will review that when it arrives. I'm so excited. I'm hoping that I've found a foundation that'll work. Anyway, so what I'm doing at the moment is I'm mixing the e.l.f. light, what's it called? Flawless Finish foundation in the shade, what shade is it? Light with cool pink undertones beige. And I'm mixing it with a few drops of the Maybelline Dream Satin Finish Liquid this one's too dark for me, this one's too light for me, so when I mix them we have something of that kind of works. So all I do is I just put a few pumps of that one on the back of my hand, and then a few pumps of that one on the back of my hand, and then I get a brush and I just mix them together, and voila, we have something that resembles my shade. I have a mirror here, so I'm just gonna turn away for a second just while I apply this. So I just haphazardly slap it on. So yeah, anyway, as I've mentioned before, I am a hairdresser. I've been a qualified hairdresser for almost 3 years. I did have experience in the hairdressing industry before I became qualified, so I'd been dabbling for about 9 years. Had been in salons before, and I had worked with hairdressers before. I just had never got qualified, so you know, I went and done that in 2016, I believe. I went and finally got my certificate. After I got my certificate, I did work in a few places and then was offered a salon. So I opened my own salon with no business experience, absolutely no idea what I was doing, and went in just thinking I was going to give it a go. I ended up closing down my salon about, I'd say, 2 months ago. It was around the same time that I started my YouTube channel, actually. And I started my YouTube channel as a way to keep myself occupied because I'd lost my baby. I'd lost my salon. I didn't actually lose it. After discussions with my husband, we decided that we were going to close it down before we got in any trouble financially. It was just getting too hard, too expensive. I was in there on my own, and I worked for nearly 2 years for nothing. I made no money because every cent that I did make went back into the salon. And I was just never able to find another hairdresser to come in and help share the cost. So yeah, after 2 years of struggling to make it work, we just decided to get out while we could before we got in any trouble, and yeah, that's what happened with my salon. I was extremely devastated, but I can tell you that as soon as I closed the doors, my stress levels went down dramatically. I started feeling happy again. For probably the last 6 months, I was really depressed and just had no energy, and I had lost a lot of interest in it, and I didn't want to go to work anymore because all I did was work for free. I worked very long hours, but just couldn't seem to get anywhere. The overheads were too much. So yeah, after I closed, all of my amazing, loyal, supportive clients all were very understanding, all told me I was doing the right thing. And so yeah, they've all stuck with me, and I'm currently working from home. So during the day I work from home hairdressing, and of a night time and on the weekends I have a second job that I work between 20 and 25 hours a week, like weekday days and weekends. I work in an adult shop, and I've been there for about 2 months now, so around the same time as I closed my salon, that sort of happened for me as well. And when I say adult shop, I do mean adult shop. If anybody that's watching me is under 18, block your ears now. We sell dildos, vibrators, butt plugs, all sorts of sex toys, and smoking paraphernalia and all that sort of stuff. And I tell you what, it is the best job ever. It is so much fun. I have an absolute blast. It's not seedy whatsoever. I think a lot of people have a misconception that a place like that is seedy, but it's not. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. The range of people that come in and I meet are just awesome. And maybe one day, if I'm allowed to, the management know that I make YouTube videos. They knew that when I applied for the job, that was fine. They didn't say anything about filming or not filming in the shop, and I have already done that. But I sort of made sure that you couldn't see anything in the background, so I'm sure that's fine. But maybe one day, if anybody's interested, I might be able to do a bit of a tour at work. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a tour of where I work at an adult shop, and I'll see if I can make that happen. So yeah, that's my foundation applied. It actually looks pretty good today, surprisingly, because foundation never looks any good on me. I don't like full coverage because full coverage really looks terrible and cakey on my skin. So I can use the full coverage foundation if I shear it out a little bit. So you can still see some of my freckles and whatnot through the foundation, but it's looking really good today. Actually, my skin's looking really nice at the moment. I've been really putting in a lot of work with my skincare, and it seems to be paying off. Next, I am going to put on my concealer. So, anybody that watches my channel would know that I have the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer. I have the shade C3. And I've used it a couple of times since my unboxing and first impressions video. And I do actually think that I really like it. It is really nice, and it doesn't crease. Like, I've got a lot of signs of aging, like wrinkles and fine lines and everything else, and it doesn't crease. It doesn't mask them, it doesn't hide them, but it doesn't crease in the fine lines and the wrinkles. And that's all I can really ask for, because there's no such thing as a concealer that gets rid of those fine lines. So yeah, what else? I'm sure that you all know that I've got kids. I've got 4 boys. They're aged between 3 and 15. And my boys are amazing. They're all amazing. fantastic kids. I can't complain whatsoever. They're all happy, healthy children, and you know, I love them dearly. They're my babies. My husband, we've been together for 10 years, it'll be 11 years this year. He's a mechanic. He's actually a diesel mechanic, so he fixes trucks. So yeah, we very cliche couple, hairdresser and mechanic. Two of the lowest paid trades, hairdressing and mechanics. But yeah, that's pretty much me at home. I don't actually get a lot of time to sit down and film because I'm working 2 jobs. Even though I work from home with my hairdressing at the moment, it's still work, and I still cannot do anything else while I'm doing that. And it actually takes a lot to work from home because the setup and the cleanup every day is hectic. Like, to go from salon setup to home setup every time I have a client, it takes a lot out of you. It really does. And there's a whole lot of extra cleaning to be done all the time. But I actually don't mind working from home at the moment. It's really convenient for me. So I'm not complaining. So yeah, that's the concealer. I think I put a bit too much on my chin, but that's okay. I don't use a lot because, like I said, all this sort of stuff goes cakey on me, so I'm not using a hell of a lot. So hopefully this concealer is going to last me for the rest of my life. Next, the setting powder. This is the Jeffree Star Magic Star setting powder in the shade Fair, and oh, it smells so good. It smells delightful. It smells like cotton candy. I've seen a couple of videos actually where people say that theirs didn't have a scent, which is really weird because mine's so strong. So I don't actually know, but is that a bit of like inconsistency in the scent? Because some people can't smell it at all, while others are saying that it's so strong that it burns their nostrils. Chloe Benson is another YouTuber that I watch, and she actually, every time, like, it would make her cough. Every time she sniffed it, it made her cough. It was that strong. So, and then others are saying they can't smell it at all, which is so weird. So what I'm going to do is just pop some on. I never, ever, ever bake, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to, because I don't use a lot of concealer. I'm wondering if I do bake the little bit that's on my face, if that'll help with a bit of longevity. So I'm only very lightly baking it too, because I don't want cakiness, which happens when I bake. So next, I might actually jump into my eyes if I'm going to bake. So I'm going to do my eyes now. I actually got a couple of new palettes. I was going to do a dedicated video, but I thought, what's the point? I'll just show you guys while we're doing this. So I did get the Morphe bundle, the Boss Mood bundle, and it came with this guy, which is the 25D. Open it. And this is not really my jam. Like, these colours aren't really speaking to me as much, but it was for free. So the 35M this one is, and I do like this one. I haven't used it yet, so we're going to use it today, and bam, look at that. Those colours are so cool. And that's that one. So yeah, it was cheaper to get the two. I think I paid like $33, and this one alone was $36. So it made sense to get both of them rather than one. So I'm going to do my eyes. And what I'm actually going to do is, I have never done this before, but we're going to do it today. I'm going to prime my little liddies with the Jeffree Star concealer. And I've probably, oh, that's probably way too much. We'll see. We'll see. Should I use my finger? Maybe. I see lots of people using their finger. Oh dear, that's a lot. I'm going to use my sponge because it'll soak some of it up. And that looks good. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, if you do use too much, use your sponge because it'll soak it up. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, which is me. I've sort of rebranded my channel over the last couple of days after watching some really awesome channels that help you, like, teach you how to, you know, grow your channel and do things with your channel. And after watching a bit of that, I've rebranded it. So you'll notice on my channel, if you go onto my channel, you'll notice there's new channel art at the top. And it does say Tara Lee George Makeup for Beginners. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do with my channel is, as I've said in nearly every single video, I'm a beginner. I am only learning as I go. And what I do learn as I go, I'm showing on the camera and I'm sharing on the camera with you guys, so that hopefully if I'm learning something, I can translate it across and you can learn with me. And that's what I want to do. So I'm rebranding my channel, and hopefully that I can make that work, that I can be somebody who people can come and watch and not feel intimidated about their makeup application, or watching a YouTuber or a massive big beauty community influencer putting on their makeup and it's looking flawless, and you try and do it and it just looks like poop on your face. Somebody like Nikki Tutorials, while she is gorgeous, she is the most talented thing I've ever seen, what she does isn't something that you and I can do. And that's what I want to do. I want to show people how they can do their makeup a lot more simply and still achieve a gorgeous result. So I'm hoping that that's what I'm putting across to you. And if you are here watching my channel, I really hope that I am showing you things that you didn't know how to do. First, I am going to go in with, I think that's actually, it's not a matte. No, it's not. So I am actually going to have to go in with the 25D because I need a matte shade. None of them are light enough. So I think I might just have to go in with this one in the very top corner, which is called Hendrix. So I am just going to use that just to sort of set everything. And if you're really light-handed, you can actually use it to... Oh, wrong one! Oh no. Frig. I dipped into the wrong bloody pan. Shit. Can I get rid of that? Oh no. See, I wasn't watching what I was doing, and I dipped into the wrong pan. Oh, far out. Alright. Now that's going to be dirty. Is that alright? Don't do that. If you're learning from me, don't do that. Don't dip into the wrong pan. Because that's what I did. But hopefully I've saved it. Oh my god, what an idiot. What an idiot. So I'm just using that really light-handed just to set that concealer, because I know that you don't have to set it. I'm not experienced enough to get that blend on a tacky base. So I find if I'm setting it, everything blends a lot nicer. I just wanted to use that 25D palette, that new one, just for that, because this little guy is all bright colours. It doesn't actually have a matte that you can put down as a base. That one there, Light of the Party, is like a shimmery, satiny one. It's too shiny. So what I think I want to do is I want to do some purple. I haven't done any purple for a while. So I'm going to go in with Power Slayer. Oh, I love that name. That's a cool name. And I am going to use a little brush. I don't know what this is. It's just an eye crease brush by Elf. And we're just going to whack it on. And I've also learned another trick that I've learnt, guys. I always started my eyeshadow from here. And from watching a couple of other YouTubers, they always start here. And then I've found that if I start on this side, it's not getting too big and bulky over here, because I was finding it was just getting way too big and bulky and not nice and sharp on this side. So there's a little trick for you. Try that if you're struggling to get that nice shape. So I'm just going to pop it all over. And I think this is not the right brush. So I'm just going to whack that colour on. And then I'm going to use a nice big fluff. Look at the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette stained on my brushes. God damn it, Jeffree. Awesome palette, but yeah, stained the shit out of everything. So I'm just going to blend that with a fluffier brush, because that little brush wasn't what I needed. Very nice. It's probably a bit dark in there. And that was because I used that little brush. I'm going to go in on here and do the same thing. Okay, looks good. That's pretty. So yeah, as I was also thinking about maybe doing a couple of videos about some more personal things as well, after seeing another YouTuber who shared some quite personal things on her channel, and it was really inspiring. And I thought, wonder if I should do that. I've got some pretty personal stories that I could actually tell. If anybody's interested, let me know in the comments if you want to know. Like, there's some stories about like homelessness and drug addiction, and not everything is specifically about me, but a lot of everything relates to me or has affected me in some way. So if anything like that, interests you, if you want to hear some real life stories, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do about that. Okay, so I've got that colour down, and it's sheared out quite a bit, and that's good because I was not wanting it super dark. So next, I'm going to go in with this one down in the bottom corner, which is super dark, and that's called Transformer. No, I'm going to use this fluffy brush, and I'm just going to pop that in my crease. Oh yeah, that's good. That was a good brush choice. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And see what I mean when you start from the outside, like it just gets too big and bulky, like too quickly. So that's all in my crease. I'm going to go back with my fluffy brush from before and blend that a little bit. Sort of starting to look like I've got a black eye. Like fully, like bruised up. I've been punched in the face by Morphe. So I'm going to do this one. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Hopefully once this is done, it'll come together and it won't just look like I've got two black eyes, which is not the look I'm going for today. And it probably doesn't help when you get it everywhere. I have seen people use tape, and they put tape on their eyes. Yeah, if anybody's used tape for their eyeshadows before, let me know, because I might one day give it a go, maybe. It probably won't work for me, but I'll give it a go and see how it goes with some sticky tape. And finally, I'm going to top it all off with this one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 Grape Expectations. Grape Expectations. So that's a beautiful, glittery, shimmery, lovely bit of goodness. So I am going to put a little bit of my concealer on my lid, and I'll do it properly this time. Last time that car crease was, after watching it back, not so great. So I'm only going to put, it's probably too much even. Frig. Alright. Just a tiny little dollop on there, and I'm just going to use my finger and it was way too much. Decided to use my finger because the last time it just didn't turn out so great. But that, like, granted, it was the first time I'd ever done a cut crease. And this is not really a cut crease, this is just giving that pretty purple shadow something to stick to. That's all. I'm not actually doing a really precise cut crease because I can't do one yet. So I'll just put some concealer on there just to give that purple shadow something to stick to. And I am going to use a nice flat brush. What have we got? I might use that one. So it's just a short, fat, stubby brush. Just a little stumpy one. And I'm going to use that nice purple shadow, Grape Expectations. And it did pick up on the brush pretty good because I haven't sprayed it or anything. I'm not going to spray it. And I'm just going to pop that baby there. And it does have some nice pigment without being sprayed. And it's beautiful and glittery. It does look pretty. I think being a purple, it's a little bit patchy. And I know that people, you know, have mixed feelings about Morphe. Some people just don't trust Morphe because their formulas are so inconsistent. But for somebody like me who really doesn't understand the whole formula thing just yet, the fact that I was able to get 2 palettes for under $35, I'm happy. And as long as they perform better than a drugstore palette, I'm also happy. And so far, so good. So I'm just going back into that first shade, which was Power Slayer, on my fluffy brush. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of that just over the top. And I did actually go too far in my inner corner with that last purple Grape Expectations. But that's alright. I'll pop a nice little inner corner highlight over the top of that. And that'll be okay. So, like, I know this is not looking like fantastically amazing. It doesn't look too bad so far. It's okay. I'm not hating it, and obviously my my technique is not there yet to do anything other than, you know, what I'm working with. So I'm gonna put something on my bottom lash. I might actually go back in with my little brush, back into that Transformer colour, that dark shade that I've got up here. I might actually pop some more in there first. So what else should I tell you about me? I live in Mildura, which is in Victoria in Australia, so it's at the bottom of Australia. It's the state just above Tasmania, which is our little island state. For anybody that's not from Australia, if you were curious at all where Victoria is in Australia, our capital city is Melbourne, in Victoria. Melbourne's our state capital city. I did move here 11 years ago from Sydney, and I'm sure that most people all over the world have heard of Sydney, and I moved here from there. And Mildura is actually a rural city, so it's a country town, and we sit on the Murray River, on the mighty Murray, which I know a lot of people have heard of the Murray because it's a pretty famous river, and our town is built along the river. So a lot of our lives here revolve around the river. I'm just going to go into that Power Slayer and just try and soften that because it looks a bit patchy under there. Do I look like I've been punched in both eyes? It looks okay, I guess. I'm not used to going so dark. So it's just, there's my eyes. Makes my eyes look really white. Oh, that looks a bit crazy. I look a bit scary. Would that make a good thumbnail? Oh, we've got to do the inner corner. Where's everybody else from? Let me know in the comments, because I don't think I've asked that before. Where are you all from? I'd love to know where you're all from. So I'm going to put, let's do something a little bit different and put this gold. What's that gold called? Pop Star. I'm going to put Pop Star in my inner corner, and it's another sparkly one, so I probably should have wet it, but I didn't. So see, that's another thing that's, oh no, that's cool. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. That definitely made it look less like I've been punched. And I might drag that down slightly on my under eye, on the corner there. Oh, that's so pretty. I might actually, I like that so much. I'm going to pop a bit more in there. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that just made me like this look a little bit. And I have to go shopping. So I'm going grocery shopping with my kid, looking like Beetlejuice. But that's cool. You know what? Since I've been doing the YouTube thing, and started wearing a lot more bright and bold makeup, I've actually been going downtown with all this makeup on, and I don't care if people look at me, and usually they don't. I was expecting, like, the first time I went down the street was when I did the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette, like big blue eyes, and I actually went shopping after that, and I was expecting at least somebody to say something, and not one person said anything. Which I was a bit bummed, actually. I was expecting at least one, like a checkout chick or something, to go, oh my god, I love your makeup. But I didn't even get that. So, yeah, I was a little bit bummed about that. But also happy that I didn't get any snarky remarks from any rude old women, you know. Because that's what they seem to do, that they think they're allowed to say whatever they want and judge and criticise, and they can go and get fucked. I'm just going to get rid of that extra powder that I had on my face. And also one other tip that I've learnt too, guys, is I used to powder my entire face, like with setting powder, and I don't do that anymore because it sort of makes me look too dry, and while I do have like oily combination skin, it gets too cakey here if I powder the whole lot, so I just don't do that anymore. I tend to just go in with just a bronzer. I do contour sometimes, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to use a bronzer, and the bronzer sort of sets everything down, and that's all the powder I'm looking for. Like, I'm not wanting massive amounts of powder, so all I did was, when I swept away all of that was under there, I spread it out, and that's all the powder that I need. Actually, I was watching Raw Beauty Christy, and she was the one who convinced me that I don't need powder and layers of powder on my face, because it just makes somebody with aging skin look worse. So after watching her and seeing how she does her makeup now compared to what she used to do, because she used to put the layers of powder on and stack it on, and then the bronzer, then the contour, and all of that jazz, and then seeing how she does her makeup now, I realised that, yeah, I don't need to, because all it does is accentuates my fine lines and my wrinkles and all my imperfections, because I don't wear a full coverage foundation. When you put too much powder on, it then becomes really obvious that you've got it on, and I don't want that. I don't want it to be super obvious that I'm wearing a lot of makeup. Obviously, when I've got eyes looking like this, it's obvious that I have a lot of makeup on, but I don't want super cakey skin. So that's my bronzer done, and that's all I'm going to do. That's generally, like, when I wear makeup, like if I wear daily makeup, that's all I do. Foundation. Sometimes I don't even use concealer. Sometimes I just do foundation and a bit of bronzer just to brighten it all up a little bit. And that's it. I don't contour very often. And now I'm going to do some blushy blush. So I've actually got a Colourpop blush that I've had for yonks that I haven't used in such a long time. This is the Sheer Shock Cheek, and the colour is Prenup. So that's the shade. And it's really pretty, and it's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. So I'm just going to use my sponge, and I'm just going to dab it. And it doesn't like to be picked up by anything really, because it's that sticky, mushy gel kind of texture, consistency formula, and it doesn't like to be picked up. So you got to use a bit of pressure. And it just gives you that really pretty blush, like just a little flush of colour. And it wasn't until recently that I actually knew how to use these, because I was always trying to put them on with a brush and it would come up looking streaky and way too dark. And then I've watched a couple of videos on people that have used these, and yeah, realised that if I just use my beauty blender, which is not actually a beauty blender, this is by MCO Beauty, it's my favourite sponge of all time. It cost me like $7 and I got it from the supermarket. But it's such a good sponge. I love it to death. I'm actually going to have to get a new one soon. So yeah, that's all I'm doing, is just a little flush of colour. You probably can't even see it on the camera, but that's all I need. I don't need a lot of blush today because I've got so much eye makeup on. And I think, don't take my word for it, but I think that's the key, is like balance. Like if you're going to have big eyes, like dark eyes, you don't need a lot of colour everywhere else, because then it's just going to look too clown face like, and we don't want that. So what's next? A highlighter. I also have a Colourpop highlighter, which is the Super Shock Cheek, and this is in Flexitarian. I've had this for ages too, actually long before I even knew what Colourpop was. I don't even know how I got them, I can't remember. I've had them for that long. This one's been mutilated, but I love the colour. So this is the brush that I use for my Colourpop highlighters, because it's a wet formula. And this is just a Flawless Concealer brush by e.l.f., but I use it for my highlighter. So you just tap it on the brush, like it sort of looks like speckly, but I promise you it doesn't come up streaky. It might at first, but I usually soften it with my finger, so I'm just going to pop it on here. See, it sort of just mellows right down, like it looks like it's going to be crazy, but then it blends out really nicely, which I was shocked about, to be honest. So when I first used it, I thought, oh shit, it's going to look disgusting, because I'm not used to these kind of wet, it's like half wet, half powder, like it's such a strange formula. I can't even explain it, but see how it just gives you that beautiful little glow, and I really like that. And one thing that I heard the other day, another YouTuber, I can't even think of who it was that said it, but they said about highlighter, like if you're somebody who doesn't like your nose, if you don't like the shape of your nose, don't highlight it. Like don't go putting highlighter on a part of your face that you don't like. I thought that's brilliant, because a highlighter highlights your features. So if you don't like a part of it, why would you put something on it that draws the light to it and highlights it? I used to hate my nose, and now I'm like, well, it's my nose. I can't afford to change it, so whatever, it's my nose. I'm just gonna deal with it, and I like a bit of highlighter on my nose, so, but yeah, it was really clever. So that's my highlighter done, and that's really looking really pretty. I really like that. So I think I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm not very good with my eyebrows. I'm still learning with my eyebrows, as you all know. But all I'm going to do is just use this. What's this? This is the MCO Beauty, just a brow pencil, and it's a really fine tip. Like, it's so good for just doing little strokes. And that's all I'm going to do, is because I'm wearing so much dark makeup on my eyes, I'm not going to put a lot in my eyebrows, because I just don't think that it needs it. That's all I think they need, and they're starting to get really good, aren't they? Blow my own horn, I think they look fantastic compared to how they used to look. At least I'm learning how to give them a bit of shape. Like, that's the main thing that I think I struggled with, was giving them a bit of shape. And if you just do tiny little strokes, and one always looks better than the other. See, I still cannot do it right. You get one done and you get all excited and you're like, hell yes, they look freaking awesome. And then bam, the other one's like, sister. So I always end up with one bung eyebrow. This one looks amazing, and this is its ugly twin sister. But who cares? Nobody's really going to come up and examine your eyebrows to make sure they're the same. Do they? No, I don't think so. So I'm just going to move on, because I tried to fix it, and it's, yeah, it is what it is now, so who cares? What's next? I'm not going to do any eyeliner because it's already dark enough. So I'm just going to put on some mascara. And I wanted to show you guys this one because this is so cool. It's just the MCO Beauty Extend Lash Mascara. And this is the one that when I did my MCO Beauty makeup haul, that I told you that when you put it on, like later when you go to take it off, you wet it and they slide off in tubes. And it's just so much easier to get off than traditional mascara. The only thing with this is that it doesn't like plump your eyelashes. It doesn't give you the big thick, and I've got really long eyelashes, so when I use a traditional mascara, like most of the time I don't even need false lashes because my eyelashes get so thick. But with this one, it's just not as thickening. But in saying that, like, I still have really thick full eyelashes, so I don't really mind, because sometimes, because my eyelashes are so thick and full, the mascara that I use, like just normal traditional mascara, can look like it's really caked on and really too thick. So I'm not fussed that this is a thinner formula and it doesn't cake, and that's quite alright with me. Because my eyelashes are predominantly blonde, they don't look as long when they don't have anything on them. Like, they look like they're quite short, but as soon as you put something on them, I've got super long eyelashes, which I think is part of the reason why I tend to not wear falsies very much. That, and the fact that when I try and stick them on, I usually end up sticking it to my actual eyeball rather than my eyelash. And I've tried all sorts. Like, the magnetic ones are cool when you can get them on, but they're not easy to get on. Okay, so that's my mascara done. The last thing to do is lipstick, and I always forget to put lipstick on, but I'm going to put it on today. So I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the colour Fresco, and this is one of my favourites. I absolutely love this colour. It's just a pretty, it's like a dark nude, and I just love it. It's such a pretty colour. Now, if you're somebody like me who has really bad, like, wrinkles in their lips, like, wearing a liquid lipstick when it dries down can look really, like, really horrible. So another trick that I heard from another YouTuber was, if you have that problem, who was it? I think it was Porcelain. She said, when you're using a liquid lipstick, put a lip balm on first and then put your liquid lipstick on and see how that helps. And I actually don't own a lip balm, so I'm going to go buy a lip balm so I can try that and see, because I do have an issue with liquid lips that once it dries down, like, it looks really, like, crackly and just doesn't look great. Anyway, that's that. That's me done. I am ready to take on the world. I haven't forgotten anything, have I? I don't think so. What do you think? Does it look any good? Does it look patchy? It probably does look a bit patchy, but we're all beginners around here, so what do you do? Thank you for watching, and I really hope that, you know, as you come on this journey with me, I can teach you some things, and maybe you can teach me some things. That would be awesome. If you do have any tips or tricks, if you've seen me do something that isn't right, put it in the comments and let me know, and I will take on all of the information and criticism that I can get. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making this video. I will do a couple more get ready with me's and share some more info about me as we grow. Anything that you do want to know, pop it in the comments, ask away. I'm happy to answer any questions. And don't forget this month's giveaway. Remember, we're basing it on engagement. So, you know, you watch my videos, you like my videos, you subscribe to my channel, you share it, and you recommend my channel to people, and, you know, you do all of that sort of thing. Just genuine engagement and chatting with me, like popping comments in there, because I'll always reply to all of your comments, and I'm happy to have conversations even. Like, I love chatting with you guys. Every month I'm going to pick the 10 top engagers for that month, and then I'll put all your names in a hat, and I'll draw a name out of the hat, and whoever's drawn out of the hat for that month will win that month's giveaway. And this month's giveaway I've showed you before, but is the 4 Revlon Colour Stay Lookbook palettes, and it's a set. So that's the entire collection. You'll win all of them. That's my favourite. I absolutely love Player. That green. That green. Oh, that does things to me. That does. I love it. So yeah, that's this month's giveaway price. So yeah, jump on in the comments and say hi, and tell all your friends to come and subscribe, and make sure when they do, they pop in the comments that you sent them. And yeah, so whoever engages the most, top 10, go in the hat, draw the name, and bam, we will have a winner every single month. Every single month I will have a nice prize for you. Might not always be makeup, but it'll always be something that you will love and enjoy, I promise. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I would appreciate that so much, guys, because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. That's why people ask you to like and comment, because it helps to bump up your videos up the list. And the more likes and comments you get, and the more views you get, you know, the higher up the list you'll go, and YouTube will show your video to more people. So that's why we ask you to please like and comment. That's the reason. Go and do something kind for somebody today, because when you make somebody else feel good, it will make you feel good. I promise. Have a great day. Bye.